Hey guys, it's Sydney at TRG. Can you improve your fitness in just 5 minutes a day, 3 times a week? The carolbike claims to do this. It's a commercial grade bike with AI technology, but is this true and is this bike worth it? Let's jump in and find out. All right, so the carolbike 2.0 is rated for home and commercial use. It's just about $2,600, at least the time of filming this, so it's pricey, but it has some unique features that make it stand out. It also has a solid build that's smooth, quiet, and capable of handling a lot of use. Its dimensions are 45.5 inches long and 22 inches wide. It's similar in size to most other indoor cycling bikes. It weighs 120 pounds, so it isn't the heaviest bike we've tested, but it is a little bit difficult to move. There are 2 transportation wheels under the flywheel at the rear of the bike, and it makes sense that they're here since the flywheel, that's where the majority of the weight of the bike is, but it's still a little hard to move. There isn't a built-in handle, and you have to squat down at the front to lift it up, and you also have to make sure you don't hit your head on the handlebars. The carolbike is pretty sleek. It has a steel frame and overall feels really stable and smooth to ride. It handles people up to 330 pounds and it has 3 points of adjustability. So the seat adjusts up and down and forward and back, and the handlebars adjust up and down. Carol says that it can work for people from 4'7" up to 6'7". The tall limit seems appropriate. Matt, who is 6'5", has plenty of room and he doesn't need to raise the saddle all the way up to its highest setting, so people a couple of inches shorter than him should fit. I'm the shortest on our team at 5'1" with shoes on, and I'm on level 3, so people a couple of inches shorter than me should be able to fit just fine. 4'7" might be a little bit of a stretch, but most people should get a good fit on the carolbike. And to give you more of an idea of how it adjusts, I measured the leg span, which is your inseam. This is from the top of the lowest pedal to the top of the saddle when it's at its highest and lowest setting, and it ranged from 29 to 39 inches. I also measured the reach, so from the nose of the saddle to the base of the handlebars, and it measured at 11 to 16 inches, so you have 5 inches to adjust the saddle forward and backward. So this makes up for the handles not adjusting forward and back. And the carolbike has a rear-mounted flywheel that weighs 22 pounds. This is a good weight that helps contribute to the overall stability of the bike and consistency of the pedal stroke. The big benefit of the flywheel at the back is that you don't drip sweat on it while you ride, so this can help cut down on potential damage to the flywheel over time. And what makes the carolbike unique is its AI technology that adjusts the resistance of the bike. So instead of a resistance knob, the magnetic resistance adjusts automatically and it tailors to you in some of the workouts, and it can be adjusted on the touch screen in some of the workouts. So I'm gonna get into this more and talk about the REHIT workouts and all of the training features a little later in this video, so make sure you stick around for that. The magnetic resistance and the belt drive system help cut down on wear and tear to the flywheel. They also make the bike feel smooth, and it's really quiet. So you can hear the resistance as it's being adjusted, but overall it's quiet. I'm going to hop on it in a bit so you can hear it. The carolbike is also comfortable. It has hybrid pedals, so you can clip in or you can wear tennis shoes. And the handlebars have a grippy coating over the top, and they offer plenty of grip options. And the saddle is nicely padded. It has a little bit more padding than other indoor cycling bikes, but it's still narrow for distance riding. One area that I would like to see improved is the warranty. The carolbike comes with a 5-year frame warranty. It would be nice if this was increased to at least 10 years considering its price. For setup, 2 people can definitely help make the process a little bit smoother, but if you're familiar with assembling equipment, you'll probably be fine to set it up yourself. So the console consists of this 11-inch tablet. The tablet can be turned on when the bike is unplugged, and it charges when the bike is plugged in. But you do have to plug in the carolbike to use it, and you have to have the tablet on and in a workout to pedal the bike. It isn't meant to be pedaled when a workout isn't in progress on the screen. The screen tilts up and down. It isn't the largest touchscreen, but it displays Carol's membership and the content clearly. And the speakers are also clear and offer plenty of volume. There isn't any storage on the bike besides the 2 cup holders on the front. I like them up here for when I need my water, and I also put my phone on them since there isn't a device rack. And for heart rate tracking, which the carolbike utilizes in its training content, it comes with a chest strap. The Carol membership, which is $19.99 per month for home memberships and $49 per month for commercial memberships, is unique to other training content and indoor cycling bikes. Instead of trainer-led studio workouts, the carolbike features REHIT workouts. REHIT means reduced exertion, high-intensity interval training. It's a version of HIT, which is high-intensity interval training. REHIT is the idea that you only need to complete 2 or 3 10 to 20 second sprints separated by a few minutes of very low intensity exercise to get the same results as longer, moderate exercise sessions. So even if you only have 5 minutes, 3 days a week to dedicate to working out, you can still see results on the carolbike. So I go into this more in my written review at treadmillreviewguru.com, and Carol breaks down the science on their site, but in short, REHIT workouts involve short bursts of max intensity exercise that dig into your body's emergency energy reserve, which results in your body adapting to the stress by strengthening its cardiovascular system. Now, I know we're all busy and it can be hard to find time to work out, but the carolbike really cuts down the excuses. You can set aside 5 minutes in your day to improve your fitness. So this bike is great if you don't have much time to dedicate to a fitness routine. I also recommend it to beginners all the way up to advanced athletes and everyone in between. When you first hop on the carolbike and use the membership, you're required to take 3 REHIT workouts. So during these, the AI technology assesses your fitness to adjust the resistance of the bike to keep you at your max intensity during the sprint portions, and then during the rest portions, it takes the resistance completely off. So I will say that when pedaling, when the resistance is off, it can take a little bit of getting used to. There isn't resistance because the bike wants you to work at a really low intensity, but since there isn't any tension, you don't get the same fluid motion that you do when the resistance is on, and you're not able to focus on pushing down and pulling up with each pedal stroke like you do on other indoor cycling bikes. This is only when the resistance is off in the workouts, and it's in the workouts that use the AI technology though. When you adjust the resistance on the carolbike in other workouts, it feels like your typical indoor cycling bike, but since the resistance is so light during the recovery sections of the REHIT workouts, for instance, you can't stand up out of the saddle. All indoor cycling bikes require some resistance to stand and pedal out of the saddle, but during the REHIT and even the fat burn workouts on the carolbike, you'll most likely just stay seated. You could stand during the sprints, but I find it to be most comfortable to stay seated during the sprints. And when you adjust the resistance yourself on the screen and other workouts, you can ride in and out of the saddle just fine. The fact that the carolbike uses AI adjusting resistance during certain workouts and lets you control the resistance in other workouts makes it really versatile. Along with the REHIT workouts, there are fat burn workouts, which are longer and more intense, and they still maximize your time because they only take around 10 to 25 minutes, depending on which one you do. But they're challenging, so they involve doing 30, 45, or 60 8-second sprints with 12 seconds of rest in between. You can skip some of the intervals if you need to and work up to doing all 30, 45, or 60, but these are definitely tough. And the free and custom setting is where you can do free rides to adjust the resistance as you go, or target rides where you can focus on heart rate and power targets. There's also different sprint intervals in the free and custom mode. And then the fitness tests is where you can test your VO2 max, your functional threshold power, and your maximum aerobic power. And the carolbike then uses this information to give you a fitness score. So I just had a baby a couple months ago, and the carolbike is helping me to get back into shape, so I'm excited to see how my fitness score improves as I continue to use it. And it really just gives you a lot of data and information in your training, which is cool. And the format of the workouts is pretty straightforward yet engaging. The screen features 3 different meters for your power, which is shown in watts, cadence in RPMs, and your heart rate. And it uses the meters to have you work at different intensities. There's also text that pops up on the screen to give you guidance, and it's really helpful when encouraging you to control your breath. And along with all of these workout options, you can also stream from third-party apps like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Zwift, and the Peloton app, right directly from the tablet. You can download these apps, so when you use the Peloton app, for instance, you can adjust the resistance on the screen and see your metrics in the class. And you can use the carolbike without the membership. The third-party streaming apps and some of the workouts, including the REHIT workouts and the free ride modes, are available. So instead of the resistance adjusting to you during the REHITs, it adjusts to an average level. So to get the most out of the carolbike and to get all the customization to you and your fitness level, you'll need to be subscribed to the Carol membership, which I highly recommend. All right, so now I'm gonna hop on the carolbike and I'm gonna show you a little bit of the workouts, what it's like to pedal and like to use, and what it sounds like. But first, if you find this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. We work with a lot of different brands to test out all kinds of equipment so you know exactly what to expect. We have a lot of good reviews coming, so make sure you're subscribed. I'm gonna start a REHIT workout. I'm not actually gonna, I'll do one of the sprints. How about that? I will do one of the sprints for you guys. But just to start, the resistance is all the way off because the carolbike wants to encourage you to work at a really low intensity during the rest portions, and especially during the warm-up and cool down and all of that in between the sprints. So when you're pedaling, it definitely feels a little bit different than other indoor cycling bikes because there's absolutely no resistance. So I don't have enough to be able to keep the pedal stroke going to stand. So just keep that in mind. You could technically stand while you sprint. That's when the resistance is added. And during those sprint portions, the carolbike wants you to work at your max intensity. So you could theoretically stand. I'm more comfortable just staying seated during all the REHIT rides, also the fat burn rides. So just during this, you can hear, this is what the carolbike sounds like with no resistance. And this is what it sounds like during the sprints. So I added that resistance on. Now I'm going to go into a regular ride, and you can just hear it as it adjusts. So during the regular ride, you can change it on the screen. So here's a low resistance setting. There's more medium resistance setting. This is where you can really focus on pushing down, pulling up, like you would on a regular indoor cycling bike. And I can add on even more, get up out of the saddle, add even more. So you can hear the resistance as it's being added on, but overall, the carolbike is really quiet. Here's Matt, he's 6'5", pedaling at a low resistance, moderate resistance, and high resistance. Thanks for watching my review of the carolbike. I really like that the workouts are simple and time efficient. The AI-generated resistance tailors to you, and you can utilize the scientifically proven REHIT workouts to maximize your fitness in less time, and you can use the carolbike as a regular indoor cycling bike. There are third-party apps like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and the Peloton app available to stream directly from the screen with or without a membership to Carol. And the bike itself is solid and comfortable to be used in homes and commercial settings. Some things to keep in mind is that this is a pricier bike that only comes with a 5-year warranty, and there isn't a handle to move it, so it can be a little difficult to move. Overall though, the carolbike is excellent for beginners up to advanced athletes and really everyone in between, especially if you're short on time or just want to maximize your time spent doing cardio. Make sure to head over to treadmillreviewguru.com to my full written review of the carolbike. I go into even more detail there. And to check the current price, click the link in the description of this video. This is our affiliate link, and purchasing through there helps us out at no extra cost to you. And if you like this video and find it helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. We test out all of the latest fitness equipment so you can find the best machine for you. I'm Sydney at TRG. I'll see you next time.